Hello and welcome back to another episode of How Far Is Too Far. I'm your host, Nathan Samuel. Today we're going to have a fire podcast. Great people in here. We got two special guests. And without further ado, I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
David Morrison.
Dame Diamond.
So,
Yeah.
y'all don't understand how important this podcast is. Maybe to me. We got two amazing people on here. We got first Dame the Diamond, like you said, Dave Morrison. They don't need an introduction, but Damien, my big brother, big inspiration in my life, and Dave Morrison. I've been hearing about Damien for a long time now. So Dave, thank you for coming. Blessing to finally meet you in person. We're gonna have a great podcast today, so I can't wait. So let me get started. The first question. So you're on the brink of something big, and a lot of people might not know. And we're not gonna talk about it. The big thing I want to talk about just yet, but just give people a little bit about yourself, a little snippet, and your inspiration with music and where it comes from.
Inspiration with music, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I come from a musical family. That's kind of the origin of me as a musician.
Okay.
Youngest of 9 kids, 5 sisters, 3 brothers.
Damn.
And my sisters used to always play piano when I was growing up. My brother used to play guitar.
Okay.
And I guess my inspirations came first from rock music.
Rock music.
Yeah, I used to find cassettes that my mom would have laying around the house and put it in an old karaoke machine.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, and I found Eric Johnson, Cliffs of Dover. It's crazy.
Okay.
Then I was like, all right, I want a teacher that can teach me this. My mom got me set up with a teacher first. And I got to a certain point, and he's like, this song's way too hard. You're never going to learn it. Fired. Next teacher. All right. We got to a certain point, learned that song. Now I want a harder song. You're never going to learn this. It's way too hard. Fired. Go to the next one.
Okay.
Finally, I got to a teacher that was like, you should try jazz. I was like, jazz is so stupid. I hate it. It doesn't sound like anything.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, that's right. And she's like, try it out for a week, see if you like it.
Yeah.
All right, sick. So dived in it and never turned back. Jazz led me to R&B, fusion, soul, and the kind of stuff I do today.
Okay. Damien, let me ask you your musical inspiration. Where does that stem from?
Honestly, to be honest, I always used to just listen to music growing up. Like, I don't really know exactly where it came from. It was just entertainer at heart, I guess, Whether there'd be a wedding, I'd want to take over the dance floor. Whether I'd be at school doing like a talent show, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had control of that in like grade 5, doing backflips, doing the hip-hop, the hibbity with Red Method Man back in the day.
The hip-hop, the hibbity.
Yeah, what's that song called?
Red Man?
I don't even remember.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name.
High as hell, but to be honest,
High as hell.
but I always just had a thing for music and basketball. That's all it was. And even playing basketball while music was playing kind of just went hand in hand,
Yeah.
And then from high school, just met a couple of friends along the way, and then started freestyling. And one thing led to another. I even did a couple shows here and there,
Okay.
So
Okay.
life just kind of told me,
Yeah. Like music chose you.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Okay. I respect that. We'll get back to you in a little bit.
By the way,
Dave.
I just want to say, Dame is a walking vibe. Like, that's part of the reason that I fuck with him so hard. Like,
Yeah.
the guy is so genuine in and of himself. I think one of the big things that you'll find in the music industry, you've probably found this yourself, is that so many people are fake. Or they're trying to be something that they're not. They're so worried that they're going to get judged. And the whole purpose of it, we'll probably get into this later, is you're trying to communicate what made you write your songs in the beginning.
Right.
What made you get inspired by music in the beginning. That's how you're trying to, that's the animating spirit of what you're doing. Is you're trying to communicate that so people can feel that and feel the sense of unity. And it gets lost somewhere along the road when you get yourself in there somewhere. Pulls it all apart.
Okay.
So part of the reason that I like Dame so much is because the dude's a fucking walking vibe. He's so genuine, bro.
Yeah, because Dame told me about you about a year and a bit ago, and I kept hearing, this guy Dave. Every time I met him, that's all he talks about. He gonna blow up. You don't even know him, man. I'm telling you. And then I'm here thinking like, hold on a minute. This motherfucker talk about Dave more than he talk about me.
Yeah.
who is this motherfucker? And then,
he just came out of nowhere, man. That's
and
what I
then,
was saying.
and then he told me about his day, you know, and I'm trying to figure out who you are. I don't really have a face to you. And then he finally shows me. I'm like, where? This white guy?
People never think that.
People never think that. No, right?
Because black guy,
right?
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's a stereotype. But then, you know, I meet you, and then I'm like, and I'm just watching. I'm an observer, so I'm observing you guys. I'm watching you guys. I'm like, I get it. I get it. I see why y'all vibe. You guys just bounce off each other's energy, and there's, you know, like I'm really into, like, you know, energy. Maybe it's just lately frequency, wavelength, energy,
right.
and when you feel it with the person, that's what you're talking about. It's hard to find real people, right? You probably, I don't know when you guys met. We can get into that, but it's just probably like,
oh my God. Well, I mean, he's such an easy guy to connect to, right?
Yeah.
And again, we'll get into this later, and you'll get to finally understand kind of there's something much deeper here that involves like philosophy and psychology that I'll get into. I can explain the whole thing. But this, at the foundation of it, the bedrock of it, you can have a personality. It's like you learn everything in jazz just so that you don't have to obey the rules. You learn the structure, that you have a scaffolding of who you are as a person, rules that you abide by, so that you can be the best possible version of yourself, right?
okay,
Be the strongest essence of yourself.
right?
Some people have to go through that mechanically. I was one of those people. I'll tell you about that. Very, very, very rarely do you find a diamond in the rough. This motherfucker right here.
Dave the Diamond.
That just has it. He just has it.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in school and then when I lived in Los Angeles, I met people like that they just fucking had it. But there was always something wrong with them. They weren't consistent. They didn't have the drive. There was something that fucked them up.
Some flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dame's one of those people that just innately, he has that genuine essence and it's pure. I mean, he's a good guy. So that's why it's like he's a fucking rare guy. Rare guy, man.
Yeah.
Well, just run off vibrations, man. That's what it's all about. You know, people always end up showing you who they really are throughout time. You know, you just got to pay attention. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, bro, this shit that you do, the way that you act, is something wherein people will try their entire lives to get to that level and still fuck it up because it's not genuine. It's something that can't be taught. It's like talent, really.
Right. You just born with that, and like, you know, like I said, it's really cool just seeing you guys vibe. There's a genuine love there for each other, right? And I can feel it. It's true, and that kind of genuine love, care for somebody, it's hard to come by now in 2021. Like everybody out for themselves, like
Superficial.
Superficial. But you know, y'all got together for a reason, and like I said, we'll get into that. But Dave, I wanted to ask you. So, you know, a lot of people don't know, you know, you're from Nova Scotia, right? And then years later, you're in Toronto. You're in Ontario, and you go to Humber College, right, for in the Enriched Jazz program. Tell me what that was like, and like, you know, your stages of learning about, I guess, the theory of music, and then, you know, how can you tie that into, again, your love for music? Because theory is boring, but you know, it's like a foundation.
Depends on how you think of it.
Yeah,
and it comes back to personality traits too. We lay the foundation so that we can explore everything that we want to explore. Sonically, I move in a certain direction with music because I have a base foundation of how I can move generally. So anyways, here's how I got into it.
Yeah.
Back in school, I just learned, my talent is music, mechanically. I just have a really good ear. So with my fingers, I already knew how to play guitar just really nicely. And then after that, I got some theory behind it. And then it just got a lot more solidified. But what got me into Humber was that drive for it. I felt like I had a musical passion, and the guitar was my instrument. It wasn't the voice at that point. And when I was in high school and when I was in middle school, they had me teaching the bands. They gave me my own band to teach, my own combos, and I directed them and shit. I would help to teach the guitar class in junior high. And then by the time I got to Humber, even I came like, I fucked up because I came like 3 weeks before they even started auditions.
Oh, shit.
And then I auditioned for the guitar head of the department, and he heard me play, and he said, I never do this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to accept you on the spot right now if you want to come in. Now, that you wouldn't think that's crazy, but it starts to become crazy when you find out that it's like 4,000 applicants a year and 12 people get in.
To get into the program?
Yeah.
Damn.
Right there on the spot.
Got in right on the spot.
Musical genius.
So I got a number, and then from there they handpicked specific people to go into the Enriched program of every discipline. Sax, piano, guitar, drums, bass, whatever.
Yeah.
So of those 12 people that get in, maybe 1 or 2 get into the Enriched program of every
Holy
department. And so the Enriched audition was a totally different thing. When you come in, they say, okay, you got to have prepared a song like this. When you go into the Enriched one, it's a little room at the back of the school that nobody else knows what's going on. And there's no rules. You go in, and then they've got the 3 or 4 department heads just sitting there.
Just chilling there?
Yeah. And then you have a stage. And every different instrument, one of every instrument is in the room. It's like Noah's Ark. It's crazy. And they say, all right, guys, get up on stage and play something. They say, just go. Just do it. There's no rules. There's no nothing. So at that time, I didn't even know too many standards. Jazz standards is like a set of books. Maybe you memorize 300 or 400 so that you can go to any jazz bar and play immediately whatever song you want. And I knew Autumn Leaves and maybe Oleo and like a couple other things.
I heard of Autumn Leaves. Okay.
So I was like, all right, guys, let's go out. Let's play Autumn Leaves. And I called out the song before anybody could call out something that I didn't know. And I played it and I killed it and I got in. That was the first kind of embarkment on my musical journey that I had professionally and academically. And then from there, I met a producer, Rickshaw. The Rickshaw, he calls himself.
The Rickshaw? Okay.
Yeah. Because, like a rickshaw. It's like a rickshaw is a guy that rides on a bike and has those little 2 people in the chariot. Yeah. He's riding them around town. So he calls himself like the role of bringing people to the next step in music. Okay. Met him, thought I was going to get famous, but a year went by, nothing happened.
And that happens. It's funny you mentioned that because, for everybody that's listening and, aspiring artists, that's a reality is that, the fame don't, or even blowing up, like it is process. It doesn't happen overnight, just like everything in life. Yeah. Right. So, sweat. You might get frustrated and everything, but like, tell me about the, you don't have to get into like musically. I'm talking about like humanly. What does that feel like? That process of like, sticking it out and waiting, not waiting for your moment. Cause you even told me you're an impatient person, but just keep pushing and being ready for when your moment, comes.
So the funny thing about that is that I still had the tenaciousness right off the bat. And I didn't know who I was at all. So when I started working with Rickshaw, we made a bunch of different songs. I had electronic songs. I was singing on like house music type shit. I was singing on like, I was making like R&B songs. I was making rap songs. I was doing everything. Bro, I was doing everything. Everything. I was doing everything. Yeah. I did the same thing when I was in Boston. Same thing when I was in LA. And then in LA, I had a crisis. And I realized to myself, the hardest job for an actor is to play every role. The hardest job for an artist is they have to choose one role and become that for the rest of their life. And so for me, I had confidence, I had tenaciousness, I had work ethic, but I didn't know who I was as an artist sonically. It was like I was swimming in the middle of the ocean, I could go any direction musically. Because I played jazz, which means I could do country, rock, funk, pop, anything, I could do it.
A lot of different genres.
And I was good at it. Yeah. But whatever I decided to go towards, I had to create a brand around and dedicate the next 5 to 10 years to it.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I don't know what the fuck it's going to be. It's too big of a decision. I don't know what I want to do. And then one day I'm walking around my place in LA. I'm just like snapping. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but this is my vibe. I don't know what this is, but this is my vibe because it's the most natural thing that comes to me.
Right. Get you up out your seat.
Yeah.
Just like you were saying, like music. There's certain type of music that just...
It just talks to you, man.
Okay.
This is one of the most important things for an artist. I would argue that having a good vibe is important to make a talented artist. You'll see some of the top artists in the world aren't even good. They don't even write their own songs.
Yeah.
But they're so confident in who they are as a person that it doesn't even really matter.
Unshakable, yeah.
Look at this, right? Kanye West, right?
Yeah.
Donda Listening Party. You guys all saw that shit.
Yeah.
He's walking around the arena. He's not even singing, He's not even singing. He's walking around the arena, and there's a fucking vibe.
Yeah.
Why is there a vibe? Because he believes in it so deeply.
That you have to believe in him. You don't have no choice but to believe in him.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, once you believe in yourself that much, they got no choice.
And this is what you could do. You hire the top dancer in the world, the top movement specialist, to replicate every move, every action, even the clothing, even the team that Kanye had, it would not be the same. Even if you did everything exactly the same. On paper, it's exactly the same, but the vibe is not there. You talk about vibrations.
Right.
It's something bigger than ourselves.
Right.
That's emotion here.
Right.
And that's what this is all about.
Yo, I love that you mentioned that because, you know, there's a lot of Kanye fans over the world, but you're absolutely right. You have to believe in yourself to even, he didn't even sing. And I know someone that literally is from Ontario and went to all 3 listening parties.
Right.
All 3 because
Traveled.
it's because Kanye.
Right.
Travel, money, whatever, it didn't matter. She had to be there, right? And that's what you're talking about. That's
the biggest secret in the music industry that nobody's ever gonna tell you.
And why they don't tell? Why they gonna tell you?
Because they don't know it themselves, dog. And if they do, they don't know how to articulate it.
Okay.
So I came from it from a psychological perspective, and we'll get into that a little bit later. I got into Nietzsche, Dostoevsky, Jordan Peterson,
okay.
Kierkegaard.
Freud.
I got into Kant. Yeah, Freud. He's got a weird
I know,
background,
he's
but
weird.
yeah, he was a decent one too.
Yeah.
Every one of these guys, I read their shit. I studied it. I found out how to become textbook wise in this stuff, and found out why I was so fucked up, and how I could get to where I got to. And it all came down to, we'll get into it a bit later because I wanna give Dame a chance to talk.
Yeah.
But a lot of it just came down to the belief in yourself. Because I come in here today, you don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
I could act any kind of way. I could be all small. I could be all nervous, whatever. You don't know any different.
Right.
He knows me like we're all, like as well as he knows you. We're brothers here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I start acting a different type of way, within a month, he's going to recognize it as normal
It's
David.
not you. Yeah.
Exactly, but he's going to recognize it as normal David. The first couple of days, it's going to be like, oh, okay, this is different. But you can change the narrative anytime.
Okay.
It all comes from within. But yeah, we'll get back to that.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. So we're gonna take, that was a really serious take right there, but yo, sometimes of some parts of life, you know, career wise, everything, it is serious, you know, and
It's just no joke.
not everything's not right. Not everything's a joke. Not everything's like, you know, ha 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 kiki. Like there's some serious shit going on
He
in
said,
life.
And sometimes you gotta take like 2 steps back to get forward. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
figure out whatever math equation you gotta put together just so you can get ahead. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It happens that way.
Okay. So D, I'm gonna ask you a question. Tell me a little bit how, you know, because I don't even know this myself. Like I said, all I hear was like Dave. Tell me the origin story about how y'all met, if you can.
Yeah, well, I got my boy, you know what I'm saying, and we was hanging out, and we was talking about, I was going to start up this label, so we were talking about music amongst us. He knows a lot of people in the music industry and stuff like that, so he was like, yo, let's go to the studio, let's go check out this guy that I know, this guy G-Vine. So I went by the studio, hung out there. David was there. This other guy, Audio Butter, shout out to Audio. And we was just kicking it, and a few songs came on. And when I heard this music, I was just like, I was quiet, and then I wasn't quiet no more. I had to get up out my seat, and I was like, yo,
You was
Dad,
feeling it.
You know what I'm saying? You understand what you have on your hands here, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've just been rocking with him. That's pretty much it. Like we
Like where'd y'all meet up? Like you heard his music, and then when's the moment you guys actually like met?
That was the first time. Like I
Just
met
in the studio.
The first time was at the studio.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was through my boy, and then after that happened, we just kept meeting up at the same studio, you know. Eventually I was like, yo, look, I had a few songs that I recorded from back in the day, you know. I showed him what I used to do.
Yeah. I remember. I still have those.
Told him I performed here and there,
Yeah.
who I know and stuff like that, you know. So we also saw, like, I also did my thing, you know, around the way. He was kind of like, yo, why haven't you blown up almost? Like,
Right.
you got everything.
Right.
He's very talented.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he
But
dope,
He's
man.
got his own vibe. He's
Yeah.
fucking talented.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just it's just meant to be the way that it's meant to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just happy that we crossed paths and we're here now, and it's working out perfect.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
That's dope. You mentioned something. Y'all always in the studio, and for someone that like, you know, I love music myself, but I've never been in the studio. So both of you
And
guys
mind
can
you,
answer.
I remember you. hold up. I remember you sending me some raps back in the day too.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
Like,
I know something about you and nothing like that.
Oh shit!
I remember.
yo, come on,
too,
man.
balls and
Like,
raps.
yo,
What
you
is
did-
this?
I was like, okay.
you didn't have
know
to.
what I'm
Like, yeah, it was
Someone
nice.
could slap you in the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, hey,
okay,
I'll
gonna have
come.
to run it
I've been
up.
asking. That's what I'm saying. I've been asking.
I get a little
I'll come.
freestyle.
Yo, I've been
Ah.
asking. But my question is like, tell me, y'all tell me the vibe in the studio, because, you know, from the outside looking in, you know, you got a lot of, you know, males and females, and like, we want to know what that vibe is like. You know, we see it on Instagram, you see it on YouTube, but like, what's it really like? Like, you know, we got an artist in front of us.
Yeah.
Tell us what the vibe's like in the
Well,
studio.
you see how creative this guy is
Yeah.
naturally from him telling you his background. And Audio Butter, the guy, his producer, who he works with, is just as talented. These guys will walk in there with like zigzags and start sprinkling that shit in there. This guy will make the trumpet out with his
It's very
with
creative.
his mouth. You
It's
know
a
what I'm
very,
saying?
very
Really?
creative
Tell the
process.
difference. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So much of it is like when we go in there,
Organic.
it's open. It's an open book. We're trying out things. We're experimenting. It's a place that you can grow. You're not coming in and you're like, okay, I got to do this, got to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, no, it's a place where you can make mistakes.
Okay.
And when you can make those mistakes, you stand a chance of doing something amazing. And we keep striking and striking and
Yeah,
striking
yeah,
until
yeah.
we hit gold. And then it's like, all right, let's run.
And that's almost like every time we walk out of the studio. To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's
sir.
sitting on a bunch of role plays right now. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
man, I got some.
You got some?
fucking
Okay.
Oh,
That, so,
100%.
but like, how many hours y'all in the studio? Like, when y'all go, like, how
Oh, it
long?
depends. You could be in
It's
the
not
studio
timed, yeah, it was-
for 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not time for
Shit.
us, so we
It's
have
not
like
time.
that.
Oh.
Yeah, bro. I'd leave the
studio.
studio at like 8 in the morning, 10 in the morning. I get there at like 9 p.m. Like I'd be there 12 hours, sometimes more.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you got to put yourself in there and allow yourself the time to be creative, and that doesn't just come out of nowhere. You can't just say, "All right, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. today, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be creative." It doesn't
Yeah.
work like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know
I
that?
get you. Would you say that's y'all like that's your like happy place? I'll say, because like for me personally,
Like
like
being
mine's
on
on
the
the
golf
basketball
court.
court. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
what I'm trying to
That's
like
what I'm
relate
about
to
to
it. You know, if because I could train for like, you know, 8 hours a day, I'd be happy, right? And you know, I did it. I played pro, whatever, and my job was to train and stuff like that. And yo, I could do it for hours.
Right,
You know, is that the same feeling? Like you can be in the studio for hours and then you lose track of time. Like, oh shit, I gotta eat.
Yeah,
I gotta
it's not
go
even-
do this.
It's not even just the studio though. It goes beyond that.
This
because
is what
after
I'm
you shoot the
saying.
video,
Okay.
You gotta, after you go to the studio,
It
you
goes
shoot the
way
video,
bigger than the studio.
And
then
that's what I want you guys to
know what I'm
explain to me.
saying? Like it's just a bunch of it's not stop.
So check this out.
Yeah,
Check this out.
yeah. Put me on
Yeah.
game.
So when you start getting into the mindset that you carry this vibe with you that's much larger than yourself, and you truly believe it, because it's the art.
Yeah, it's an art. Yeah,
There's nobody it's a lot of it's subjective.
yeah,
And you have to change something that's subjective into an objective truth. You have to be able to convince yourself that it's worth doing and that it's very serious and that you're going to be a fucking star. So much so, and you have to have the foundation. You have to have a good brand and a good sound. So much so that you put so much work into it that people want to be a part of it, that people start to believe. The more people start to believe around you, the more you start to believe it. It grows as fire and fire.
Prove to yourself.
Then wherever you go, bro, you got the vibe with you.
you definitely like. You sure you didn't major in psych? Because this guy, like, yo, like, who, like, what? Robert Greene Jr. Like, what the hell is this? Like, 48 Laws of Power shit? Like, this man have life down to a
Yo, but
science.
he's that deep though. You walk into his crib though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
He's got it all
I got
mapped
shit up
out.
on
You
the
know what I'm trying to say? Like
walls,
he's
I
very
got-
organized. He's very punctual. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
And you know he's very young, and I'm older than he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's a lot older than a lot of these other kids. You know what I'm saying? And I remember
Yeah.
being younger too. Like when it came to playing basketball and all this, I was always playing with older kids. I was never around the younger.
Crowd.
Or even playing the kids my age, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
maybe that's why I was like, okay, when I seen David too, you know, I kind of felt that, like when I was younger almost, you know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And all the kids taking me and almost. Only he's way bigger than I am. It's not even like that. Like I have to like correct myself.
This
you
guy
know
had to
what I'm
say,
saying?
wait, hold on.
But at the end of the day, though, you know what I'm trying to say? Some people would put their ego in the way, and I would try to step on him and tell him like I know what's better because of my age. You know what I'm trying to say? People try
Yeah.
to put that in the way
Yeah.
of what's really happening. You
Yeah.
know what I'm trying to say?
Because some people, not to cut you off, some people is just wise beyond their years.
Right.
That's why
and
they're
that's
saying.
what it comes
and
down
that's
to,
what they
right?
say.
He's
Yeah.
wise
Yeah, and you can
years.
develop that. Anybody can develop
Right.
that. Be
Okay.
wise beyond their years. A lot of what it comes down to is you outgrow yourself, you outgrow your town, you outgrow the people that used to tell you that you couldn't do shit.
Right.
You outgrow your teachers. And then you wind up being this person that just like when you have conversations with people, it's different. And then you realize, you look at it from this different perspective. And you see it's like the shit that they're telling me, the shit that they're saying that used to have an effect on me, that I used to see as negative or positive, I just see as information now. And then objectively, you can see a road forward, and nothing can stop you from that when you know that it's the right way. And so then when Dame and I have discussions, sometimes he has the right ideas, sometimes I do, and you got to put your ego aside. You got to say, okay, best idea wins, and we're going to move forward in this direction because we have a collective goal. It's not what's good, what's bad. It's what's conducive and non-conducive towards the given direction that you choose.
Damn, that's some game. Hold on, where my notepad at? Nah, because it's funny that you say like best idea wins. I got a good core group of friends. Imagine if we did best idea wins. Yeah,
this guy's
I would
have like fucking
no, for real. If we did
now.
like best idea wins, Nah, I'm not thinking about no business ideas. Trust me. If me and my friends just had best idea wins, it'd be a fight. Because I know one nigga that would be like, guy, my idea right all the time. And he here in the room right now. My idea right all the time.
Here's the problem with that. People that use that are insecure in other ways. And so they're going to hold themselves back.
Yeah.
Because they're too insecure to give it to somebody else. It would bring you so much further if you just looked at another perspective. It's like it's a Rubik's Cube, right? And he's only looking at one side. He's like, this is the side. This is all there is. And you're like, no, bro, there's green, blue, yellow, and fucking orange. He's like, no, there's just red.
Oh, Hondo, just red for him.
There's only red.
He see red too.
See nothing else.
There's only red and he sees red. Nah,
and
I
he's
think
like, one day I'm going to get a whole cube. I'm going to get the whole cube. You're like, bro, you can't even see two sides, dog. What?
Nah, I think what it is for him is that like he just depends on himself a lot, and it's hard for him to just lean on somebody else because he been through a lot of his own shit. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's all love. Like we gonna fight, whatever. You gonna hear me out, but just hear mine out first. But we'll get back on track.
One more thing on that.
Okay, go ahead.
I think that, and you and I have experienced this in our own lives.
What's that?
To grow past that, you gotta reverse time and find out what it is that's causing you to
where
be
that comes
person.
from.
Yeah, and then you gotta deal with it, and that's the hardest thing. You gotta walk into that dark room to become the person that can walk out.
Right.
And then once you do, you're gonna be so much better. Trust me. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Okay. Yeah, I can try that myself. Mike can try it. I don't know. All of our friends can try that. We all got things we gotta work on, right? Yeah, we gotta work on ourselves.
Check yourself.
That's a big thing. I think I don't want to get too much off topic, but my mind just goes. I mean, we just wherever the conversation flows, right?
Then let's do it.
Okay, so I feel like this pandemic has got a lot of people doing a lot of self-reflecting.
And it was like not by choice either. They were forced to.
Right.
Because everybody thought life was going to be going one way, you know what I'm saying? And
right,
it just hit a halt, you know what I'm saying?
So why don't you guys talk on that? Like, how did the pandemic affect y'all? Because I know it affected me in my own ways, but I don't want to get into that. But like, I mean, y'all the guests here, how did it affect y'all?
I don't really feel like, it affected all of us, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how one minute you think the world is one way, and then it just, you know what I'm saying, everything switches. You can't fly, you can't, you gotta take vaccines, you gotta have a mask on, you know what I'm saying? Like, who would have thunk, you know?
I tell you, these bitches were tripping, yo. No flying, I can't go to my trip, I can't go to Miami.
Right?
These bitches was tripping. But yeah, you're right. Like everything just changed, right? You can't do anything. You're locked down.
Yeah,
you know.
And you have to stay home for that long. So, anyways, right now, the way I feel is like we should just continue to live the way we haven't been living with this hygiene and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see why we have to be banning everybody from keeping 6 feet distance and all that stuff.
It's gonna go away. It has to. Like I think Monday, my boy Brian was telling me Monday, they're gonna stop asking for the vaccination passports.
I think if you have the vaccine, you're allowed to be around people without being 6 feet.
You can be gatherings and shit like that. And then the main thing is, I heard that next March 2022, there's no masks anymore. So we'll see what happens. But Dave, how did the pandemic affect you, if it did at all? How did it affect you?
Definitely affected me,
yeah.
I mean, I was already working from home.
Okay.
Because I had the music video company going on.
Right.
And that was an opportunity for me to start one.
Right.
Right. So I was like, okay, well, artists aren't going to be playing shows. They still need content. me make up a music video company and start shooting shit for people.
Okay, so
what's
that
my own, cut the cost, and then made a decent profit, started getting some success, and then kept myself busy. I think that was the biggest thing for me as somebody that I told you who I am, which is impatient. I need to keep myself busy.
And that's actually how we met too. It was during the pandemic.
Was it during it was during the pandemic.
Yeah, so like during that whole time we were just busy, so we weren't really affected, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That's what we was doing.
So y'all was on your purpose, so you good.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
so pandemic, I mean, I don't really go out and party and go to clubs now. I wasn't dying to like have a drink in the club and shit like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you're more a vibe person.
Yeah, like I got kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I got my girl. Like you know what I'm saying? I got a house. I got other priorities,
responsibilities.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was already on top of my shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was out here chasing Louis belts, trying to get a flight out here to do this. And, you know what I'm saying? This coronavirus came in and says, yo, you know, y'all think, you know.
Yes, that fake life you living?
You know what I'm saying? That fake life you living, you can't get you past me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, everyone got put down to a halt. So.
Reality check.
But that was good, you know what I'm saying? I had my house, I was content. Like,
and I think that's so much of what it is like you got to check yourself, but we were already going down that road.
Right, I was already going down.
We were on that higher purpose shit. Right? And me, mind you, I had a lot of transitions going on. Right, I was living in a different place. I was trying to find my shit out. I was in a job I didn't like, and then I wanted to move on to another level. And so I had to go through a lot of shit, a lot of transitions. And so I was trying to find a place of comfort. Dame was in a place of comfort. He's got his house, he got his kids, he got his shit set up. So he's a walking vibe all the time. You already know that.
I know.
But yeah, man, self-reflection. I think it was important for everybody to have. That's what I talked about with a lot of people.
Okay. Respect to that. You said something. I think it was in the beginning. And because everybody, like, you know, trying to think about like what is it like, and give me the real version of, like, you said you lived in LA, okay, made a lot of connections there. I assume, I can only imagine, but what's it really like there? Because, you know, we only see it on like the TV and what they portray about it. Like as an artist, you know, a new upcoming artist, you know, what was the experience in LA like? The real experience. I don't want the cookie cutter one. Yeah, I don't cookie.
I got no reason to sugarcoat LA is a fucking shithole. Look, hey, let me start off first. Boston. So I was in Boston.
Okay.
When I went to Berkeley after my first year at Humber, I got accepted at both schools at the same time.
Okay.
But I did my first year at Humber because I got accepted there, and I said, okay, whatever, I'll stay in Canada. Now I'll go over. The first time I ever lived in the States was Boston. Started out in Berkeley, and they started calling me Mr. Hollywood in the first 2 weeks. I got fucking 500 connections in the first week, 2 weeks.
I read that.
Every networking event. I was at every single party. I was at every single jam, meeting everybody. Hey, how's it going? We got a jam. What are you doing this weekend? Let's go out. Like, I was everywhere, bro. Get your shit on my phone. Let's move. Let's work.
Yeah, lock me in.
That's who I was. Because the only reason I went to Berkeley, I already had my shit. I knew how to play guitar. I knew my theory as much as I wanted to. I wanted to be a pop artist. I want to be a popular artist.
Yeah.
I didn't need to get to be a better jazz guitarist. You know what I mean? I didn't need to be a better jazz guitarist. I was already good enough as a jazz guitarist. My theoretical foundation was sound.
Yep.
Yeah. So my priority was to get connections. So that's all I did. Okay, all right, Boston, we're going to do this for a bit, and then I'm going to go out to LA.
Yeah.
Halfway through the year, my best friend at Berkeley, Philip Jersey, shout out, the guy's a fucking legend. I was like, yo, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go to LA in the summer. You want to join? And he's like, yeah. So we rented a car. We went cross country, stopped New Orleans, New York, Pensacola Beach in Florida, stayed with a bunch of homies, and then wound up in LA. Everybody left except for me. Phil left, and my other buddy, Mike Bogomolov, that took the northern route, he left too.
Damn.
So it was just me, and I found this artist compound. At first I lived in K-Town. Shithole. Fucking terrible, bro.
About it.
Bro, everything was boarded up. Everything was bars on the windows.
I lie.
Yeah, the first place that I found, I was Airbnb-ing every night.
Right.
Because I had my boy Jimmy that lived in OC, Orange County.
Orange County, yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, I don't want to drive all the way up to Hollywood Boulevard where I know I'm going to get famous. You know what I mean? Every single day, it's like an $80 Uber that's American. I'm not going to afford that shit. What? Yeah. And I can't work because I don't have a visa to work.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going off of savings, strictly.
Yeah.
Max out my credit card, but that's another story.
Everybody's had that one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it goes.
So anyway, so I'm like, all right, I have to live in Hollywood. And so I stayed with my buddy for a while that was near the city. And they would drive me down every once in a while, but I was like, I got to be more central. So Airbnb it until I found one that was month-to-month Airbnb. And it was a bunch of people that were like drunks, like that had problems and shit like that. It was fucked up. Cops got called to the place like 4 or 5 times, and in one of them, the last situation was really fucked up. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to bounce out of here.
Yeah.
I was the only person. I was what? I would have been 21. Yeah, 20, 21 years old. Yeah. Everybody else was like late 30s, early 40s.
Damn,
some people like early 50s that were just shit faced every day at 9 a.m. In the kitchen while I'm trying to have my breakfast. And then the cops get called. And they're just trying to eat your breakfast with the girl that you invited over, and it's like 5 cops come in and are arresting the dude, pull him out. He's flailing all over the place. It's like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
That's not a vibe. It's not a motive.
I'm just trying to enjoy my
life. It's not a motive. The girl gonna look at you.
And then at some point you start like, okay, now I'm sleeping in the same area as a lot of these guys. I need to make sure I'm safe. Like, what precautions do I have to take? Because that was some of the shit that was happening when people were sleeping. So I found another place. Upstart was the name of the program. Artist Collective. 8 people per room. It's kind of condensed.
It don't matter where you live, man. Life is what you make it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's not true at all. What the fuck are you talking about?
It is true.
Go to Uganda.
Yeah, but listen.
No.
Get born in the Rift
They're not in love no more.
Listen, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand what they go through. You know what I'm trying to say? But where you are, you can still make the best of where you are. You just gonna sit.
You can make the best of what you are, and this is what I'm saying.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Because this is what people are fighting for. Because this is what people are fighting for.
Obviously, they need
equal opportunity is what people are fighting for.
Okay, but you still have the opportunity to still do what you can with what you have, with whatever means you got. You know what I'm trying
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with you can do what you can with what you got.
Okay, you can do what you can with what you got.
I'm born in Uganda, you know what I'm trying to say? Nah, I'm still going to have to do and fend for everybody else to do what I have to do, because life is what I have to make it. You know what I'm trying to say?
I'll tell you this too.
If that's being a provider.
Got a full-blown conversation going on right here.
What's up?
It doesn't benefit you to be worried and sad about Uganda with where you are. Because if you actually want to help them, you have to become successful in your own right to be able to help them.
Exactly.
Right. So at the end of the day, you can help somebody, but you gotta help somebody by helping yourself first.
Oh, 100%. Okay. How much help are you gonna be if you're just sitting here donating all your money to these charities, but it's only like $10 at a time and you're fucking broke?
Like,
you know what I'm
saying? The idea is right. But the long term picture and goal, it's not gonna pan out.
It will fade away as time goes out. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what people don't realize, that it's all a balance. That you gotta have a balance. Like, it's like, look, okay, this is actually a Jordan Peterson thing, right?
I love that guy. Shout out Jordan Peterson.
Shout out, son. You don't want a man that's harmless. You don't want a man that's a monster.
Yeah.
You want a man that can be a monster but chooses not to.
Right. That's the most dangerous.
He can tame the beast.
Yeah.
Because then he has the potential of doing it, but he pulls it back.
Right.
So let me tell you this. You don't want somebody that's broke and gives everything away. You don't want somebody that's rich that holds it out of themselves. You want somebody that built themselves up. You be selfish for a while, make your own money, take care of yourself. So you can benefit everybody else. That's the best combination.
Right. So giving back. At the end of the day, building yourself up, giving you back.
Yeah, because we're all connected, bro. I mean, it's like if you hurt other people, you're really hurting yourself.
Y'all heard that? How far is too far? Yo, this is like a educational. I thought we was just gonna talk about music. Like, yeah.
Bars.
Yo, I thought we was just gonna talk like, you know, regular, like bitches. Yeah. Like yo, you guys are artists. Yo. Tell me about the bitches. Tell me about the things. Actually, now that we mentioning bitches and things, which they're not everything, you know, I'm telling you, like, we on our purpose and stuff. But tell me about the El Mocambo. October 28th, right? Y'all been seeing us on Half Hours Too Far. Yeah, my content, everything, my content. You know, I've been blowing it up. Finally, the people get to understand, because I have people telling me, yo, what the fuck is this? Tell me. Y'all, tell me. Dave, tell me. El Mocambo, what's going on?
So this is a little bit of the taste of the Dark Archives.
Okay, the Dark Archives.
The Dark Archives is a project that I've been working on for a minute. It's kind of a take on a lot of dark emotions that I've taken over a series of years and been able to bring it to a lighter image.
Okay.
And so much of it is like, okay, we all go through this stuff. How deep do you feel it? How much can you articulate it? How can you bring it to the masses? It's going to be an experience. The reason that it's going to be an experience is because it has to be an experience. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something.
Talk to me.
Everybody meeting them for the first time too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna
a lot of people that we already know, but a lot of people that are going to be meeting me for the first time. Makers.
Right.
And things
I got people coming too, right? So
trust.
It's going to be an experience. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this: if I go up on that stage and I think of anything other than I'm going to fucking crush this shit, it takes away from everything. We're gonna get back to the vibe for a second, right?
Yeah, get back to the vibe.
If I think, oh, I need to memorize my lyrics, I'll go up there. I don't know any fucking lyrics. I'm a freestyle the whole fucking show. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Yeah. I'll go up. Oh my God, is my band looking good? Am I looking good? It's insecurities that get in the way of the message. So, the effort of the night is to be able to present to everybody that's there a feeling, a sensation of a representation of these darker feelings, so that they can feel it in their own right, and we can feel more connected.
Okay, so it's about connection, and from my own and for my mandem, is there gonna be bitches there?
Oh, bro, you already know.
Yes, sir, Ski. Nah.
That's an add-on.
That's an add-on. You bring them. Bring them.
Sprinkles on the top. No, right, don't be bitches. You
right.
Gotta bring bitches.
Just little, like, you know, you gonna sprinkle it, you know, and I'm gonna eat it up.
Yes, sir.
So I just wanna, you know, sometimes people forget that you guys are humans. Artists are human, right? Because, you know, you guys are doing things. You're so immersed in your craft and you're so kind of cut off from the world. People forget you're human. So I want to humanize you, okay? And I'm just going to ask you guys a couple of questions and we fire through them because, you know, Damien, I know you already, but the people don't, so they can ask them. So,
all right, cool.
A little thing like this. Favorite sports team? Go.
I'm going to go with the Raptors.
Okay.
Lakers.
The Lakers?
Yeah.
So why because of the Lakers? Like, which player?
Bro, it's easy, Bron.
Oh, God.
I know. I'm a bandwagon jumper.
No, it's okay. But I know,
fire.
like, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. He said the wrong motherfucking name.
Yeah, for real.
Nah, but if you love Bron, Bron's a legend. You know, you love Bron too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I love Bron. He's my fellow Capricorn. You know, shout out to the Capricorns. Yeah.
I love Kobe too, but Bron was a king, bro. He crushed that.
When you say "but," you know you just discredit every. Like, I love Kobe, but
no.
Oh, okay.
I love you, but Dame's awesome. I love Dame, but you're awesome. You know what I'm saying?
I love you, but I know Dame better than you, motherfucker. I love you, but I know I'm not coming here without Dame.
You know what I'm
Okay, fair enough. Tell me your favorite food. Like, what's your go-to food? Like, yeah, I need this. I need this food. Pizza?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You posting that shit on Instagram.
Really?
Pizza.
So what's on there? Like toppings?
Depends on where you go.
Okay. So if you go to, you're in Toronto. So do you go to like franchise or just local spots?
Name any pizza spot right now.
Via Marsanti in Toronto.
Where?
Via Marsanti.
See, I don't know that.
They was even on You Gotta Eat Here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you know that pizza's good.
Okay.
I feel like I stepped into Italy when I walked in there. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing about Via Marsanti. If you go to a place like Pizza, you get something that you can just get down your fucking throat. Because that's not that good.
Dirt.
I'm sorry, Pizza, but it's not the best kind of shit. It's a 3 a.m. I'm shit faced and I'm high.
We all had those, yeah.
Papa John's, you gotta fuck with a pepperoni and meat lovers. You can mess around a little bit. Stuffed crust. Okay, Domino's, you better get like either just a cheese pizza or you better get like a pepperoni or I'm not fucking with it.
Domino's.
Like, don't get too crazy with Domino's because they can fuck it up.
They fuck it up.
Via del Sante.
There you go.
That's the classic pepperoni.
That's that shit.
I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, look at me.
look me in my eye. Connect with me.
I want you to feel this right now.
Yeah.
The way the cheese comes up. You never had it before in your life.
And
dog.
the sauce.
Change your life, dog. What?
So what's this called? The next thing. I'm gonna take the next thing here. What's it called?
Shit on the plate and you get dip that, you cross and all that.
Crazy. Via del Sante.
Yeah.
Via del Sante.
No, Via Marsanti.
Via Marsanti.
Yeah, that's what he thought he said.
Okay. So was it Via Marsanti?
Via Marsanti.
Marsanti sound like a fire bitch. What are you talking about?
Via del Santo. That's what I said.
I know it used to be off University and Elm, but I believe it's not there anymore. So you have to go to Kensington Market. There's another.
Oh, Kensington Market. Oh, we know about the Kensington Market. What do you mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Via Marsanti.
So there's another one up in there right across from some chicken spot. I don't even know.
Yeah, man. Remember the name. Viva del Santo.
Yeah.
Viva Marsanti, and Marsanti sounds like a fire Italian thing. Okay, so the next y'all fools, man. Tell us and it's only a couple more questions. Like again, just to humanize you guys, because people forget that you guys are human too, and you got like your likes and dislikes. What's a pet peeve that you have? Like something that just like I don't like that shit.
You go first.
Okay, damn.
When people show me that they're not who I can be to them, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the biggest pet peeve for me. So, like, if I'm doing something, they won't even know they did it to piss me off, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm gonna do something for somebody and I don't get the same reaction that I would have done for them, you know.
Oh, you don't get the same.
That's my pet peeve,
okay.
like that, and that seems to be my pet peeve nowadays. Like, I've cut a lot of people off, you know.
That's age, bruh.
I used to take a lot of shit,
knowledge,
you know what I'm saying? That was never a peeve, but that should be everyone's pet peeve, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like you're not getting what you would give in return to somebody else, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then,
I feel that because, like, even I'm 31.
That's my only pet peeve right now. Everything else is gravy. I love life.
Hold on. You're 31 years old?
Yeah, I'm 31.
14.
Yeah, I look 14.
This guy looks 12 going on 13.
Yeah, I know.
You guys are young looking. What?
Yeah.
I want some of that.
What'd you say, Dave? Black don't crack unless you smoke it.
Black don't crack unless you smoke it.
It's true.
Nah, man. I respect that one because I'm noticing that as I get older, my friend circle, in terms of like business, everything's just getting smaller.
Right, and I'm getting older, so a lot of things don't peeve me off no more. Like,
you just let shit go.
Stress me out. Or you get angry about a lot of stuff.
Right.
So my only peeve right now in life is exactly what I just said. Like, that's my pet
respect
peeve right now.
Respect. All right, Dave, what's your pet peeve, bro?
Arrogant people. I think that's one of the biggest ones because it's like, here's the thing: when you start having some serious success in music, you're hot shit, but you don't talk about it.
Humble.
And even if you are, it's like the people that are the lowest of the low, a lot of times they'll shoot themselves in the foot before they can even move forward. And they're like, oh my God, I don't want to sing for you. I don't want to do this because I know I'm bad. It's like, whatever. It's like, you want to bring them up. You want to really bring them up. But there's people that are really fucking just walking around like, I'm better than everybody else. Like,
yeah, for real.
For what reason? Who gave them that title to make them feel
that way? That's what I'm saying, bro. And it's like, here's the crazy thing about it. Most of the time, those kinds of people that you'll find either didn't build it themselves.
Yeah.
They got mommy or daddy's money or some shit.
Yeah. Generational.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or they're a product of nepotism. So they got a job because their mom and dad got them in it. They just don't understand what it's like to live on the other side.
Right.
And the people that built up from nothing, a lot of times are going to be the same ones that are very appreciative and very kind and humble. And so those are the people that I respect the most.
Okay. Respect to that, yeah.
I just turn it off. I got no time for people that are like that, bro. It's like, I'll get it. Dame and I both catch vibes very, very fast because we specialize in vibes. Our vibes specialize.
I understand body language before someone even opens their mouth, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I felt like I had to survive in certain situations, you know what I'm saying? Because if I didn't know how to read situations before anything was spoken, things would have turned out different for me in certain situations, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And you got to pick up on that because your first instinct is usually, you know, the right one. You know,
right, the gut feeling. Yeah.
And then right after that, if you have somebody that doesn't fit the bill, doesn't fit the vibe, it's just cut, bro. I remember I worked a job. My first day at the job, I came in, I'm saying hi to everybody. Hi, how's it going? Good to meet you. How's it doing? All these kinds of things. This one girl is just chilling on her phone going through Instagram. I go up to her and I say, hey, what, you just hanging out? And she said, I don't just hang out. I said, okay, cool. I never talked to her again.
You cut, bitch.
It. I didn't give a shit. I got no reason to talk to you. I don't give a fuck. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
You know, who are you to act like that? Who are you, period? You know what I mean? It's a Mike Tyson line. Who the fuck are you, period? You know, it's like, I don't give a fuck, and it doesn't affect me at all. I'm not even going to look at you. I just ghost your ass. I don't need to. I'm not going to expend the energy to try to make you like me.
Right.
So
you out, right?
It's so funny because then you see her like looking at me from the other side of the gym trying to make conversation. I'm like, yeah, but I put no energy, zero energy.
But that make them like you more though.
Yeah.
Girls, you know, she is probably all over you.
Nah, bro, trust me. But so much of it comes down to that gives me so much more energy to give to the people that I care about and I'm building with.
Respect to that, man. Respect to that. I want to go. I just thought about it. I'm really interested. So you're gonna have. Again, people, the El Mocambo, October 28th. It starts at 7 p.m., right?
Doors open
at 7 p.m., okay. Yeah. It's going to be a vibe. Y'all got to, RSVP at darkives.ca. It's free event, but you got to RSVP. So, again, that's RSVP at darkives.ca. After that, right, there's going to be the big names there. What is next for Dave Morrison?
So right now, what we're doing is we're working in tandem with the Mocambo. And when you're working in tandem with the Mocambo, what that really means is you're working in tandem with a man by the name of Mike Weckerly.
Dang.
And Mike Weckerly was a dragon, former Dragons on Dragons Den, a legend when it came to Bay Street, the financial district. And a very, very kind man, just a loving guy. And the thing is, you wouldn't assume.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these people at these levels are super pretentious, whatever. But for him, he's like, he loves art. He loves creative people.
Okay.
He loves the vibe, what we live in. We live in those waters. So he wants to come and swim around. He wants to kind of feel it out. And so he was gracious enough to give me an opportunity to open for Danny Fernandez. And that's kind of what started putting me on.
Which was in the summer, right?
That was in the summer.
That was in the summer.
That was the first gig that I got at the Mocambo.
Okay.
So then after that, we started saying, okay, what do we want to do next? Make a couple songs, do a couple videos, you know, everything's under the covers, so nobody really has seen any of this stuff yet. But now I have this big gig coming up. It gives me an opportunity to have a big gig. And then there's some things that we're talking about that's going to happen after that. I'm going to leave that for a little bit later. But a lot of big things are on the horizon.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So there's a lot of big things on the horizon. I know there's gonna be a lot of things with a big fat ass at the Mocambo. So I want to get into like I know with like any level of success, even when you're coming up, how do you stay humble? Because I know there's gonna be groupies and chicks and stuff like that. Like how you manage to stay grounded,
I think so much of it is the remembrance of what this is all about. I made a deal with myself. It's like once you discover it, right? It's like, okay, so you're either one of the two.
Yeah.
You're either the actor or you're the analyst.
Okay.
And when you step back and analyze your life and see what has to happen for you to move forward, you make a list. You make a plan. Then when you're the actor, you have to move on that.
Right.
Because if you stray from the road, then you start to get distracted and things don't turn out like you wanted to.
Derailed.
Okay. Derailed. You're the actor or the analyst. And when the actor's in the zone, when you're walking through the city, you're not thinking about what your grocery list is, all these different things. You can't. Your mind is too focused on what's in front of you.
Right.
Same thing when you're playing shows, when you got girls, after parties, all these kinds of things, rehearsals. You're not thinking about like all this different shit. What you're thinking about is what's right in front of you. Yeah. So if you have a roadmap before you get there, then it's going to be a lot more conducive to your success. Right. And that's what it is, the roadmap. So, not to dive too deep into it, but where does that come from? You can.
That's okay.
But where does that come from?
Yeah.
Where it comes from is an analyzation of myself. And I did this. I wrote down who I want to be, who I don't want to be, and how I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
And then I disciplined myself to be able to move towards that with theories of how I'm going to get there. Okay, all right, we're going to try this. For example, I have anxiety in social situations. I want to put myself in more social situations and make it conscious effort to be less anxiety ridden. For example, as an example, and you do that more frequently, eventually you check that one off the list. Right. Okay, that's an aspect of, say, F1 David. Right.
Okay.
And I have an image of the best possible version of myself.
Okay.
Here's another way to get that, right? Think of the baddest bitch ever in the world, in the history of the world.
Okay.
Fattest ass.
Yeah.
Nicest face. Best personality.
Yeah.
And you see her walking down the road and she's with the guy. You can be that guy. Who is that guy? What does he look like? What does he do for a living? All those kinds of things. And then that's the model that you go after. And then you create this persona. Make a list. All right, how am I going to get to every one of those qualities? You start to implement it. The truth about it is, man, you get about halfway through that list, everything else lines up organically. And then I find out I only did like 1, 2, and 3, and then 7 to like 24 just filled itself out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just it happened by itself.
Life. It's life. Yeah.
Because the second you start to find the vibe, once I see it, I see the vibe now. Okay, I see it. I know how it feels. Everything else, just like Kanye walking through the crowd, everything else comes naturally. Yeah. And that's kind of the essence of it.
Okay. Honestly, again, I'm going to say what I, like, I'm an observer, and what I see is like two very intelligent men. And obviously you guys have, and you know what's crazy? You guys are from two different walks of life. that you are.
Yeah,
and it's wicked how music brought y'all together, because that's what it did. Brought you guys together from two different situations, two different walks of lives, and look at you guys, inseparable. You guys are brothers, right? You guys do everything together. Like I said, I come back to it. Dave. Who the motherfucker is this Dave, bro? In the flesh. But now I get it, because y'all on the same fucking wavelength, right? It's like how I feel with these guys.
You said, like, it's been a long journey for me, you know what I'm saying? And for me to only come across someone like David after everybody I've been, you know what I'm saying? This goes to show how, like, hard it is to find the right person in life, you know what I'm saying? Someone that you can get along with, click with, and just rock with.
100.
You know what I'm trying to say?
100%.
Genuine people aren't really
hard to come by.
Everybody already has a motive when they meet you, you know what I'm saying? They have an incentive. You know what I'm saying? But
you know what it also shows me is that, because you're 37 years old, I'm 31. You know, Dave is 23, young buck.
Young, yeah.
But what I'm seeing from you meeting Dave, it doesn't matter what age it is. Like, you can meet, like, you damn well near 40, and then you meet Dave, and you guys click. Like, the age doesn't really matter. I really think, like, you know, you gotta have faith. Even when it's tough to see the forest through the trees, but you gotta have faith, and I believe like God's timing, the best thing. The best I'm not trying to get our relation or nothing, but there has to be something here. There has to be something, like, you know, obviously it's organic, right? It has to be something like more than it's metaphysical. Because I'm just trying to understand, like, for you guys to me, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Too, yeah. Like, I wasn't even supposed to be there. Like, it just kind of happened. I was with Dad, and we just ended up going there, and then.
But just remember, none of that's by accident.
It's not by accident. No,
none of that.
Well, once you start to submit to the path, it all becomes clear.
Right, and it's like if I had said no that day, you know, but he said studio, and I love music, you know what I'm saying? Why am I gonna say no? You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna put something else in front of what I really love doing? You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna put it's 2:00 in the morning and I shouldn't go in front of the way? Because if I said that, I would have never met Dave that night. You know what I'm saying? Because I put time in front of who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, as long as you do that, you know.
Let me say this. Okay, so right on the spiritual thing, right quick.
Yeah.
I heard once a good friend, priest of mine, this guy John, a Catholic priest over in Boston, across from Berkeley. I met him because I broke into his church. And he found me.
Another story. Okay.
So I remember I was getting fucked up with some friends. It was a Friday night. We were in Boston. And what we like to do is we like to climb on fire escapes and just look at the city. And I always had one in mind. It was the church, because it was the biggest, tallest one. It was so
see
sick.
Everything.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And
fucking Assassin's Creed over here.
Oh god, it died. It's fucking crazy. And I was like, I gotta climb that shit. And then it was 10 feet off the ground was a ladder. You couldn't even reach it. So we had to hoist each other up. It was like a robber movie. And we just wanted to go up and check it out. Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, so we got up. We held it. And one of the other guys already cut. And the other one went across the street. Guys were fucking pussies, whatever. And we finally get up to the top, 3 of us. Me, this chick that I was seeing, and my boy Gabriel Jasmine. Dude's a fucking legend. And we get up there and we're looking over the city, and public security's driving around, the Berkeley police and the actual cops. And they eventually stop and talk to the guy that was across the street. And he should have just cut. He should have just dipped. And instead he says, "Oh yeah, my friends are up there. I'm so sorry." Like,
a snitch?
Text us, and he's like, "Yo, you guys have to come down." We're like, "Yo, fuck this guy."
Yeah.
We wind up going down, talk to the cops. All right, everything's straight. They just like slap on the wrist. Okay, we're about to leave. And then Father John's, first time I ever met him, comes out of the church. "What are you doing? What are you fucking doing?" I'm like, "What is this guy going?"
Father John swearing on you?
Bro, it's crazy. He's like, "What if I climb on your fire escape?" I was like, "I don't give a shit. You can come on my fire escape anytime."
Like what? Like who cares? Yeah. I'm just trying to I'm young.
Maybe a month went by, and then I came into a confession. I sat down with him. I was like, "I was the guy that climbed on your fire escape." He's like, "It was you?" He's like, "I talked about you in the sermon the next day. I've been wanting to meet you." And we sat down and talked about life for like 2-3 hours. One of the things that he said to me he said, what a lot of people don't understand is that they think that we're human beings having a spiritual experience. But it's the opposite. We're spiritual beings having a human experience.
Right.
So, mind you, I always say this too. I'm not going to preach religion. I'm not going to
Yeah.
preach secularism
be careful
or
with that.
realism.
Yep.
It is what it is. And none of this can be proven. So take what I'm going to say with a grain of salt. But let's assume for a moment that we are all connected. Drops of water in an ocean.
Yeah.
There's no separation from us when it comes to a spiritual plane. If that's the truth, then everywhere and everything is connected. Big Bang blows up. We all come from this one place, and it's all the same shit. We're made of the same stuff that makes up stars, for example. And so if there's no separation, then there is that higher entity that ties us together, whether it is ruled by consciousness or not, whatever. That's debatable. But I think that there's something that brought me and Dame together. I think there's something that brought us together today. I think there's something that brought all this together. So much of that is a higher entity that we can't even comprehend.
Yeah, I can't explain it, man.
Also, take it all with a grain of salt. Theory.
Yeah.
It can all be discounted.
Exactly.
However, just like I said, when you submit to the road, it becomes very clear.
Yeah.
And even though none of this shit can be proven, when you think about it, bro, when you finally find that right direction, you'll get tested. It'll be tough.
Yeah.
But if you keep moving, it's better to be lost in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Better be lost in the right direction. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that. Because sometimes you don't know where you're going, but if you stick true and fight through it, it reveals itself, and it kind of,
and then in the end,
you know?
In the end, when you look back, you say, fuck, of course that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Of course that always had to happen,
Right.
because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have become that person to deal with that.
Okay, that's what's up. That's dope. Hey, that's some bars for you for Our First Too Far.
Yeah.
Dave Morrison, Dave Samuel. I just want to get into like just a couple more things, and then we can wrap this up, because I don't want to give everybody, like, I feel like we're having a deep conversation, and y'all can come back on the pod whenever y'all want to, man. It's all love. We don't have to give everybody everything. You know, we can come back on a little bit after the Mocambo, after that hype, and revisit that. But I wanted you guys to just one at a time, for the people out there, because it turned into this. You guys are very knowledgeable, man. Give one piece of advice to the viewers, both of you, because you both very intelligent men. Just leave us with,
Stop doing it for the gram. Everybody nowadays doing it for the gram. It's like everyone forgot how to fucking live. You know what I'm saying? The moment they wake up, the gram. Before they go to sleep, they taking a shit. They motherfucking got water. They got their phone in motherfucking sandwich bags in the shower. Gramming. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So, like, honestly, my only advice to everybody right now is just, like, just take a moment and, like, put your motherfucking phone down.
And live.
And look at yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's looking at everybody else now. Everyone's forgetting to take a look at themselves in the mirror. Before they even brush their teeth, they looking at the gram, you know what I'm saying? Like,
breath smelling like dookie.
Smelling like dookie, breathing in their phone and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember our pops every morning, you know what I'm saying? We had to brush our teeth, we had to do certain things before we could even do anything.
That
you know
guy is
Like,
military, you already know.
so that's just it, man, because we just need to get back to our focus, you know what I mean?
Yo, stop focusing on the gram.
It's all
right, Dave, come with it.
That's my only advice, yo.
I'm going to take what he said. I'm going to see if I can take it one step further.
Okay. Yeah, do it.
So, when you look into yourself and you fight yourself, write it down. Write down what you want to do. Write down who you want to become. I mean, we can talk all the time about the secrets to the music industry and all those kinds of things, and posts and shit like that. We can talk about
dress up.
Yeah, we can talk about the methods of the success, but what it comes down to is once you find your vibe, once you find your purpose, it all comes together.
Right.
So write it down, who you want to become, and then start acting it out. That's all I got to say. Everything else will become clear once you start doing that.
Okay. Hey, again, thank you for coming on. Again, guys, El Mocambo, August. I want to go back to the hot weather.
Yeah,
October 28th. That's next Thursday. Doors open at 7. Don't forget to reserve your spot at RSVP at darkhives.ca.
It's free.
And it's free. It's a free show.
Get your bodies in there.
Get everybody in there. All the bitches.
Get that bitch
out booty.
Yo, thank y'all for coming on. Yo, mad respect, Dave.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yo, love you, dog.
Yes, sir.
Dave.
You already know.
Yeah, you already know. Yo, How Far Is Too Far. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Instagram. What is it? Did I say Snapchat already? Facebook, Pinterest. Follow us on every damn thing. Twitter.
How do we find David too?
How you find David? David, tell them where you find you. Go ahead.
You can find me everywhere. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook.
What's your handle?
Spotify. It's Dave Mo Music.
There you go.
Everywhere.
Dame, where they find you at, dog?
Dame the Diamond on Instagram.
Dame the Diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. All right.
Yes, sir.
I'm your host, Nathan Samuel. How far is too far? And we out.